Swati classes. Today we are going to discuss about the variables in Java programming language. For any programming language, variables are required to store the data. Variables are called as the containers for storing the data in a program. Suppose I want to store a value 10 in the memory. Why that is required? If that is stored in the memory, later we can use it. So when that is stored in a memory, so that memory location will have an address. That address could be a 32-bit address or 64-bit address. It may look like this. So remembering the 32-bit address, 64-bit address would be very difficult for us. So we give a name for it for our convenience. That name is called as the variable name. And to create this variable, we have to follow the syntax of Java. So the syntax is data type space the variable name equal to value. Coming to the data type, you can use a inbuilt data type or a user defined data type. So we will discuss about the data types in the future classes. And the variable name, we can give any variable, but we need to follow some rules that we will discuss in the next slide. And value, this value and data type should be matched. The value type and the given data type should be matched. So let's see some examples. You see here the age is the variable name which is of int data type. The int data type is useful to store the integer numbers, means there won't be any decimal part. And you see the value, there is no decimal part. So the value and the data type we have given both should be matched. And in the second example, I have taken series of characters SWATHI underscore CLESSES. This series of characters are also called as string in the Java programming language. So now the series of characters are string type. That's why here the data type is string and the variable name is name. And in this in this program, we can see we have created a variable name with the name only, and its data type is string. And second one, here the variable name is DEPT and the type is string. We'll discuss about the static keyword later. And the value we have given is yes. And this is also one variable age, its type is integer, the value is 20. In this example, you can observe one thing. The department DEPT and age are having the value and name is not having any value. So in this way also we can create a variable. Variable can be created in two ways, just by doing the declaration. So declaration, depending on the data type, the memory will be allocated. Let's say I have given the data type is int and the variable name is a, means for an integer, Java runtime environment knows how much memory has to be created for an integer. So 4 bytes of memory will be created, and in that 4 bytes the a value will be stored. Right now we did not give any a value to it, so a default value or a garbage value will be stored in the location depending on the variable type, right? So that is declaration. Initialization means assigning the value to it. So now a is equal 10 means a value is 10, in the memory location 10 will be stored. So we can combine the declaration and initialization. That is what given in the syntax. So here we have combined the declaration and initialization, but in this case we have just declared it. We did not initialize it. In this case, we have done the declaration and initialization. So this is how we can create a variable. Coming to the rules to be followed when you are naming a variable. So you cannot start a variable name with a digit. You see the first rule, it must start with a letter. Letter means an alphabet, capital letters or small letters, and underscore also you can use, dollar also you can use. Only the letters or underscore or dollar you can use at the starting. Once the starting is done, after that you can use digits also. the starting character should not be apart from this letter, underscore or dollar, right? And the variables cannot be the Java keywords. Java has some inbuilt keywords, so we should not use those keywords as the variable names. And also it is case sensitive, means uppercase letters and lowercase letters will be distinguished differently, right? And we need to give the meaningful names. This is not mandatory, but it is a good practice. Let's say I want to store the age. Instead of giving just a for the variable name, if you give the age, it will apt to the context. So these are the rules to be followed when you are naming a variable. Based on these rules, let's see some valid and invalid variables. Let's say I have 10 age as a variable name. This is a invalid one. I have age 10 as a variable name. This is a valid one. And I have age at the rate 10. This is an invalid one because a Java supports underscore or the dollar symbol as the special characters in the variable names. The rest are not allowed, right? And I have created a variable name like age with capital A, but when I'm using the lowercase a age, so this is invalid one. So like that, we have to follow these rules when you are creating a variable. And coming to the data types, so these are the inbuilt data types, and we can create our own data types also, right? So we have primitive data types, reference data types. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the data types. After discussing all these things, once I can go to this example, you see I have created a variable name without any initialization and its data type is string. I have created one more variable math underscore marks. You see this name clearly tells what is the purpose of that variable. So when you are choosing a variable name, it should be apt to the context and also it should be smaller. Do not take the longer variable names because when you are using it, you have to type such a long names. So there is a possibility of making mistakes when you are doing the typing. So that's why take the short names and apt to the context. And its type is float, means to store the decimal values. So the value is 96.85. I have created one more variable age whose type is integer and the value is 20. And you see here I did not do the initialization. Here I am doing the initialization. So when I am printing, I'll get this value. So with this lecture is done. Thank you.